everyone. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is A Life Well Spent. My name is Kelly, and on this channel, I document my financial journey. Today, we're going to talk about my money goals for 2024. I have been a goal setter in the past in terms of like things in life. I was a college athlete, so we always did a lot of goal setting as far as that goes, in terms of like fitness and what have you. And so I did that kind of thing, make the SMART goals, all that. Although I don't think they called them SMART goals back in those days. But I don't know that I've ever really applied them to my finances. I mean, I have in the sense that like, oh, my goal is to pay off my debt. But I didn't, I mean, I was so sort of singularly focused on that goal. I didn't really think of any others. So I'm kind of excited this year to actually write some goals down and see about accomplishing them. The good thing about goals is even if you don't really quite get there, you tend to be further along and in a better position than if you didn't have the goal at all and didn't even really go for it. So that's where we're at right now. So my goals for 2024 are going to be to max out my HSA. I believe the HSA limits are going up again. They go up every year, and I think that they're up to like 4150 now, and I want to say they were like 3850 last year. So yeah, $4,150 to my HSA. I'm not changing my monthly contribution or my, I guess, payroll deduction of it, because honestly I kind of find it to be a tedious and a pain to sit there and have to like go down and change it, because at some point like I have to change it so it's still under, because if I don't, then it will be over, and then I have to, once it goes over, I've got to go change it again to say nope, don't do anymore, and then it's been a mess. So instead of trying to adjust every year how much I'm putting in, I just, when December comes around, I get to the point where I just like put, if my deductions are like, say, $300, I'm $300 short of the amount, which I think is probably going to be the case, because I think I was able to max out all but like $20 or something. I think how I had it set up. So we'll see. It'll be $320 then, if it's $300 more this year than last year. So what I'll do is just transfer the money over at the end of the year, do it that way. So yeah, I'm gonna, or my goal, I should say, is to max out my HSA, to max out my Roth IRA. I have done this now since 2021. I'm absolutely kicking myself for not doing it sooner. But sometimes life's lessons are best learned the hard way, or it sticks better the hard way, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, I actually didn't even realize the contribution limit went up to 6,500 last year. So I'd been doing 6,000 for 2 years, and then I was on par to do 6,000 again. And I just happened to look. I knew the HSA was changing every year, and I just happened to look, and I don't even know how I noticed. But I saw that like the IRA contributions were going up, and I was like, oh my God, I need to take a look at that. So looked more closely and saw that it was 6,500, and I was like, oh man, like I think I probably realized it in like September, October. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to put an extra $500 on here. I didn't really panic then, because I knew December was a 3-pay month for us. So I thought, well, I'm going to get an extra paycheck. I'll just put the 500 over them. Not a big deal. And my plan is to kind of do the same thing this year. Now it's going up to 7,000. So that's going to be two extra $500 payments. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do that yet. Part of me thinks that I might just take some of my tax return. I'll see what kind of return I get. I just got my W-2s actually today, so I can start working on that. But I'm not really sure. I'm trying to not get a return, so I don't really know what's going to be there, but if there is a tax return, then I will get, I'll probably take some from that. And then the next 3 pay month we have, which I think is June or May. Might be May. I think it maybe is May. Hang on. I'm going to look at this, my Arbor Day calendar here. Yeah, I think it's May and November of this calendar year. So in May, then I will take some of the money, or I usually I can sell back 5 of my vacation days. So I'll do that. And I could take some of that money there and put that in. So I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but I think I'll do that rather than trying to like come up with the same amount of money every month, right? Like I kind of have it at like a set it and forget it for $500 a month, and I'm just going to leave it. The next goal, I would really like to up my emergency fund to $20,000. Right now, it's just under 15,000. I don't really know why. 20,000 just seems like a nice even number. And it's probably because I think I probably pick that as like that's what I've picked before, and so I want to get back up to it. And my emergency fund has deteriorated because I have put in several thousands of dollars worth of things in my house. That is ultimately what the problem is. I had to put I installed a new furnace a couple of years ago now, and I mean that was like $8,000-9,000 maybe, and then I just did for another like 7 or 8,000 off the top of my head. I don't really know. I had to put in a sump pump system because my basement keeps getting water in it every time it rains. So and it was like, I didn't have to, there was no system, so it had to be installed. So like replacing it at this point will be a piece of cake. If it happens to die, it'll be like maybe $1,000. But no, they had to like cut through the concrete and trench all the way down. And so that's that. But anyway, so like any of the like progress I was making to add to my emergency fund just kept getting depleted by stuff that had to get done for my house. So I'm hoping that I will get that back up to $20,000. What I then want to do is keep like $5,000 maybe in my savings account with my bank. And then take 15 of that and put it in a high yield savings account. I don't have one right now. I know I am just leaving money on the table. I know. But I also feel like I don't quite have the savings that I want to have to be able to maximize that. And I have to like, my nose itches right now. So I'm so sorry. I'm going to rub my nose in front of everybody. It's very awkward. Anyway, so I'm hoping that I will be able to do, oh, now my nose does it look red? That's great. Get my mug here. I love this mug. I bought it in Ireland. It's so perfect. I have another goal, which is not really something to do specifically with my money, but I want to meet with a financial planner and an estate planner. The estate planner is somewhat for my edification. It's for my mother and her money, and to think about like moving into retirement and things like that. And we want to do what we can to kind of protect her assets. But I kind of also want to know the information about what I can do moving forward. And then we also want to meet with a financial planner because I want to be able to lay a plan out to someone and say, like, what am I not thinking of? Like, what things do I need to consider? I think like I have a plan for myself. I think it's good. I think I'm on the right track, and I think this is the right way to go, but am I wrong? Is there something else I need to consider? Or not even necessarily am I wrong, but like what is the end result of this path? Or like, what are the options at the end of this path, right? If it all goes well, where will I be? If it goes wrong, where could I be? That sort of thing. And then I am this is kind of a goal that I'm going to say it. I'm not sold on the goal yet because it's sort of, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do yet. So it's kind of like a maybe goal. And that is to make an extra mortgage payment. Now that I am debt free, except for my mortgage, I think I really would love to finish paying off my mortgage. But, um, well, let me back up. It's not that I want to finish off paying the mortgage of the house that I'm in necessarily, but I'm thinking that like, hey, it would be really great to have a paid for house. Um, and I don't necessarily plan on staying in this house. In fact, some things have kind of happened lately that have really put into focus for me that I don't want to stay here, which is kind of why initially I had like, yes, like I want to start making extra mortgage payments. And I am now at the point where I'm like, okay, but if I don't stay here, then I probably shouldn't make an extra mortgage payment, right? Like if I have an extra $1,000, I don't necessarily want to make a principal payment on that, on my mortgage for that. I think I probably would be better served by investing in that instead. Um, so that one is a little iffy for me. I have a stretch goal of putting at least $1,000 into my brokerage account that I am using. It's just an investment account. There's like $100 in it right there. I just put in to get started like last year, but every single month came by and I never had enough money left over. By the time like I was, if I had leftover money, I was putting money into my sinking funds and putting those to the kind of limits that I wanted them at. Um, and I never, between everything that I had to buy, everything that I was like paying for my car, getting, fixing and all of that kind of stuff, like I never got to a point where I was able to put that money anywhere else other than my sinking funds or try to throw a little bit on my emergency fund. So I am hopeful that this year will be different. We'll see. It would be great to put $1,000 in there. It is a real stretch goal for me, and I know that, and so that's fine. If I have enough money to make a principal payment on a mortgage, like that would maybe be a good place to put that instead. That'll at least get me some of the way there. So anyway, those are my goals for 2024. So comment down below, let me know, what money goals do you have? Are you still in the like climbing out of debt stage? Are you in the absolutely panicking about not having enough money for retirement stage that I'm in? Or are you like, do you feel comfortable? Do you have like a random thing you want to save up for and you just go, I don't necessarily need this, but I kind of want it, and yeah, I'm going to save money for it. Let me know. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.